Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, Icon A5 involved in another accident, this one fatal. Inaugural Virgin Galactic commercial mission successful. FAA tweet elicits ire. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Icon A5 involved in another accident, this one fatal. The pilot and sole occupant of a single-engine Icon A5 that went down in east-central Minnesota's Mille Lake on Friday, June 30th, has been identified as 47-year-old Ryan Comer of Blane, Minnesota. Mille County Sheriff Kyle Burton reported personnel of his department recovered Mr. Comer's body from approximately 26 feet of water some 8 hours after the 1350 CDT mishap. The Icon A5 is an amphibious two-seat light sport aircraft designed and produced by embattled Icon Aircraft. The first production specimen of the model was publicly debuted at AirVenture 2014. Customer deliveries of the A5 commenced in 2016 and were marred by numerous controversies and company missteps, such as the disclosure of a purchaser's agreement comprising controversial terms the likes of contractually mandated pilot training, agreements to not sue Icon, and the compulsory inclusion in every aircraft of a cockpit camera and recorder by which pilots' and passengers' behaviors were to be monitored in perpetuity. Confronted with the agreement, a number of A5 position holders reportedly canceled their purchases of the aircraft. The accident aircraft and a second Icon A5 piloted by a friend of Comer's departed Minnesota's Anoka County Municipal Airport at approximately 1300 CDT. The Mille County Sheriff's Office stated the aircraft piloted by the decedent's friend landed successfully. Mr. Comer's Icon A5, however, crashed on or shortly after touchdown on the lake's surface. Coming up after the break, FAA greenlights Joby flight testing campaign.
Unbridled passion, unequaled performance, unlimited possibilities.
Hartzell Aviation, you are cleared for takeoff.
Introducing Hartzell Aviation, leading general aviation companies united by the Hartzell guiding principle of built on honor, a commitment to uphold the highest standards in quality, performance, and support. Hartzell Propeller, Hartzell Engine Tech, Hartzell Aerospace Welding. We are Hartzell Aviation.
Now boarding at hartzellaviation.com.
Throughout the globe, Piper Aircraft has hand-selected the very best in company representation, service, and support. From first inquiry to acquisition to product support, Piper Aircraft ownership is seamless and worry-free. Piper Aircraft authorized dealers, factory trained, factory connected.
Welcome back. Let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. FAA greenlights Joby flight testing campaign. Joby Aviation announced that it has received FAA approval to commence flight testing of its eVTOL air taxi. They stated that the FAA had granted a special airworthiness certificate by which Joby is authorized to undertake a flight testing campaign, sans passengers, of its first production prototype. Holding an estimated $400 million stake in the company, Toyota is Joby's largest external shareholder. News of the imminence of Joby's flight testing program sent the company's stock soaring 26%. FAA seeking AirVenture-bound pilots for paid research study. The FAA is recruiting pilots attending EAA AirVenture Oshkosh 2023 to participate in a paid research study. To complete the study in question, the FAA needs adult pilots aged 18 years or older who have flown at least once in the last 6 months to include Part 142 simulator training time and who hold current Class 1, 2, or 3 not basic medical certification. The test session spans approximately 4 hours and pays $300, $400, or $500 depending on medical certification class. Sportys releases LEMO-Ready radio. Sportys showed off the newest addition to their radio lineup with the L6, a handheld aviation radio capable of connecting directly to LEMO headset connections. The new kit hits a spot in the market usually occupied by finicky dongles, adapters, and kludges, with most handhelds being compatible with U-174 military or 2-plug GA connectors. All too often, the LEMO market is left out in the cold. With the L6, it's simple plug-and-play with the same pilot-centric intelligent menu flow seen on the rest of the Sportys radio lineup. DOT publishes report on ATC staffing woes. A report from the DOT OIG reviewed a few ongoing problems in the ATC network, pointing to staffing challenges. The findings brief began by saying the FAA made, quote, limited efforts to ensure adequate controller staffing at critical air traffic control facilities, end quote. Also worrisome, it added, was that, quote, the agency also has yet to implement a standardized scheduling tool to optimize controller scheduling practices at these facilities, and FAA officials disagree on how to account for trainees when determining staffing numbers, end quote. The report said that the FAA continues to face staffing challenges, but disconcertingly, quote, lacks a plan to address them, end quote. Well, that's it for today's Tripper on the Patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Inaugural Virgin Galactic commercial mission successful. After 19 years, Virgin Galactic, the California-based spaceflight subsidiary of Sir Richard Branson's Virgin Group, has actualized its founder's ambition to transport paying passengers to the edge of space, though the short number of actual flights in the test program leaves many questioning the safety of the program. The June 29th flight saw Virgin mothership Eve lumber skyward from Virgin Galactic's New Mexico Spaceport America facility at 0830 MDT. Slung beneath Eve's center wing section, Virgin spaceship Unity and its complement of 3 Italian astronauts and 2 company pilots prepared. Reaching flight level 400, Unity separated uneventfully from Eve and fired its hybrid rocket engine. Accelerating to Mach 2.88, Unity climbed toward space's edge, reaching its 52.9-mile apogee some 58 minutes after Eve lifted off. For 13 minutes, the vehicle drifted at the edge of space while its Italian crew conducted a pre-planned series of scientific experiments. Unity's return to Earth was nominal, a term denoting perfection in the argot of spaceflight, culminating in a nicely executed 0942 MDT landing at Spaceport America. Branson founded Virgin Galactic in 2004. 14 years of delays, setbacks, to include a fatal accident, regulatory woes, federal investigations, and lawsuits ensued. In 2019, the company went public and has since lost hundreds of millions of dollars while generating only nominal revenue. Coming up after these messages, FAA tweet elicits ire.
Skyleader Aircraft offers a lineup of the most powerful, durable, and efficient light sport aircraft in the industry. From trainers to roomy cockpits for long hauls, Skyleader has an aircraft for you. And the best part? They're in your budget. Skyleader's base prices are set low to give you room to customize your aircraft to your needs, desires, and wallet, allowing you to put your money where it matters to you most. Visit flyskyleader.com today to learn about our aircraft, customization options, and chat with the team.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/Rusty today for details.
Welcome back. FAA tweet elicits ire. A poorly timed joke by the FAA has engendered umbrage in the hearts of U.S. air travelers contending with thousands of delayed or canceled flights at the onset of the holiday weekend. On June 27th, the agency released a tweet depicting a partially solved Wheel of Fortune puzzle, which would have spelled out unruly passengers. Beneath the puzzle, a clue read, "What ruins your flight?" The FAA's tweet was prefaced with text reading, quote, "There's nothing puzzling about bad behavior on a flight. It doesn't fly and can cost you big money or jail time," end quote. Since Monday, June 26th, upwards of 9,000 Part 121 airline flights have been canceled and another 116,000 delayed. An air traveler stranded at Denver Airport remarked, quote, "It's disappointing to me to hear that the FAA is tweeting jokes about unruly passengers," end quote. Another U.S. air traveler stated, quote, "FAA, get your act together. You should be helping us, not making fun of us," end quote. United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby impugned the Federal Aviation Agency's decision to cancel thousands of flights over the June 24th through 25th weekend on account of less than perfect weather. Kirby said the FAA had failed the airline by ordering flight cancellations and delays at Newark Liberty International Airport in response to weather conditions that the agency, quote, has historically been able to manage, end quote. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.